So are you thinking of retiring in Healdsburg, or maybe buying a home there as you move towards retirement? In this video, I'll share everything you need to know to decide if it's the right place for you, if you are considering Healdsburg as a place to retire to. For many people, the obvious draw is the dream of sipping wine amid rolling vineyards or strolling around the plaza. But there are some key things you'll want to check off your list before deciding to make a move to Healdsburg. So in this video, we'll cover off 5 key areas that are important to making a decision: the availability of amenities, the availability of healthcare services, the overall geographic access to the places you want to go to, the strength of the community, and what are the different options for places to live. So let's start off with the things that draw people to Healdsburg in the first place. There's a reason that Healdsburg was voted one of the best small towns in America by Smithsonian Magazine. Condé Nast Traveler Magazine recently called Healdsburg Sonoma County's most charming town. And this is clearly the attraction for a lot of people, and maybe you. The idea of growing old, walking to the plaza, eating at one of the many great restaurants, and stopping by the tasting rooms, it sounds like a pretty good retirement. However, there needs to be a lot more to retirement than that. The great thing about Healdsburg is that it does have so much to offer, from the outdoors to civic involvement to the strength of the overall community. If you like the outdoor life, there's a lot to offer. If you like hiking or biking, just north of Healdsburg is Lake Sonoma, which has miles of hiking and mountain biking trails. But the great thing about Healdsburg is that we're only 40 minutes away from the coast at Jenner, where there are a ton of hikes along the coast. And what's more, it means that when it's 100 degrees in Healdsburg, you can find somewhere that's a lot cooler, potentially 30 degrees cooler, which is really nice. If cycling's your thing, again, we're lucky that we have some of the best cycling in Sonoma County right on our doorstep. You'll frequently see people, presumably retired, cycling West Dry Creek Road during the day with a group of fellow retirees. It's just the best ever cycling, and it's super easy. So now let's talk about healthcare. As we get older, we all want to know we can get access to great healthcare. As a Brit who grew up as the son of a surgeon and anaesthetist with the UK National Health Service, this is definitely an important consideration, and something I've taken for granted for most of my life. But Santa Rosa, which is just a 15-minute drive away, has a large Sutter Hospital and Medical Center, providing comprehensive care, including 24/7 emergency, specialty areas like neurology and cardiology, as well as surgical centers and the senior care resources. Kaiser Permanente also opened a new medical center in Santa Rosa in 2019, offering emergency, hospital care, lab services, and over 30 different specialties. For more routine healthcare needs, Healdsburg has the district hospital and its family medicine residency program, which is right in town. So a lot of your health needs can actually be met right on your doorstep. For more advanced specialty care, UCSF, Marin General, and Stanford's medical systems are easily accessible within a 70 to 90-minute drive. So between all of these different options, Healdsburg residents can definitely get access to some amazing healthcare services. You might just have to leave the city of Healdsburg, but nothing is that far away. So what about access to other places? If you are thinking of retiring here, the chances are you are thinking about how you can still get to see family, spend more time with the grandchildren, or travel the world. If you have family that lives in the Bay Area, then San Francisco is only just over an hour away. And even if you have family in the South Bay, it's probably just a couple of hours away. And it helps that the 101 runs right by the town, so it's super convenient for getting straight onto the freeway. In a couple of years, by the time you settle into Healdsburg, we'll likely have a train link to San Francisco with the new Smart Train extension, which is slated to be extended to Healdsburg in a couple of years' time. If you have plans to travel further afield, one of the real benefits of Healdsburg is that it's just a 10-minute drive from Sonoma County Airport. So if you want to fly to Palm Springs or LA, Dallas, Portland, or other West Coast destinations, you can fly from Sonoma Airport, which is just an amazing experience, and it's more akin to getting on a bus than getting on a plane. It's a shame that the connection to Denver has been cut, because that was a great hub to fly pretty much anywhere. For now, If you want to travel internationally, then you need to fly from San Francisco or LA, where the options are virtually limitless. I mean, that being said, when I went to Iceland recently, I actually flew to Seattle to get a connection from there, which was pretty cool. So there are options for connecting from other cities on the West Coast. So the next question is, how easy is it to find your community? So let's face it, if a place has all the practical things you need, great food, the outdoors, but the people suck or it's hard to get to know people, then everything else counts for nothing. A common theme from all my clients who've moved here is how Healdsburg is such an easy place to land. Most of my clients are blown away by how easy it has been to meet people. Time and time again, people are excited to meet so many intelligent, interesting, accomplished people from all over the place and from all walks of life. For so many people who live life in San Francisco where everyone's in tech and where everyone leaves the house at 5 a.m. to get to Silicon Valley and return at 9, it's easy to live somewhere for 10, 15, 20 years and not even know all the neighbors. I mean, I moved here from Mill Valley and I did know our neighbors, but it was nothing like living here and meeting so many interesting people. It's a common theme that after a couple of years in Healdsburg, people will often say how they know more people after 2 years than they got to know over a decade in their previous home, which says a lot about Healdsburg. One of the things which makes it so easy to meet people is that the number of events that are organised by the community for the community. So whether it's Tuesday night in the plaza with the free music, Cinco de Mayo, or the Christmas tree lighting ceremony, there's always something going on. On top of that, there were all the individual events that were organised by wineries, as well as the annual events such as the Food and Wine Festival, which is now in its second year. And a lot of these events, they are quite expensive, but then you do have wineries such as Lambert Bridge, for example, which will do its Friday night pizza for members, which non-members can also go to. So if you are wondering if Healdsburg is a good place for you to retire to, then one thing you just don't have to worry about is what a great sense of community exists and how easy it is to settle here and make new friends. I mean, let's face it, as you get older, over 50 or 55, it's harder making new friends. So this is a genuine concern to a lot of people. So finally, let's talk about what are the different living options. I mean, there's no getting away from it that Healdsburg is an expensive place to live, but there are lots of different options depending on the lifestyle that you're looking for. For a lot of people, there's a great appeal to living within a 15-minute walk of the plaza. Having lived 10 minutes from the plaza myself, I can vouch for the fact that it's pretty special just being able to walk out in the evening to meet friends for dinner. If that is the lifestyle you're looking for, then I've got a video that walks you through all the different options and price points for living in the downtown area, and I'll put a link in the description below. While you likely don't want to take on a huge rural property, there are plenty of options for buying a place just on the edge of town or within a 10-15 minute drive to the plaza that can give you the rural lifestyle with a pool and plenty of room to put up the whole family. For some people, retiring means becoming work optional rather than stopping work. It's maybe that you've got a third act in you. Perhaps you would like to try your hand at owning a hobby vineyard to make your own estate wine. I mean, there are plenty of people who do that and get a huge amount of satisfaction from it. I mean, the opportunities are literally endless. If you are looking for a simpler life, then you might be interested in buying one of the new Mill District condos, the luxury development sort of right in town on the south end. It's not cheap, mind you. For just over $3 million for a 2-bedroom place, you can get a place with zero maintenance and all the amenities of a high-end resort, but a short walk into town. At the other end of the scale is the 55 plus community, which is on the south side of Healdsburg. I mean, I've done a separate video specifically on this community, which I often think is among the best value real estate in Healdsburg. I'm just over a mile from the plaza. You can buy a 2 or 3 bed home for $750,000 to $850,000. The other option, this time on the north end of town, is Enzo Village, which is a senior living facility which comprises 220 independent units and over 50 assisted living and memory care units. It's being developed as a partnership between the San Francisco Zen Center and Kendall Corporation. I mean, it's an interesting partnership because the San Francisco Zen Center is one of the largest residential training Buddhist organizations outside of Asia. And then Kendall Corporation, on the other hand, is an organization that runs not-for-profit senior living communities founded on Quaker principles. It has a self-described mission of transforming the experience of aging. I'm not really sure what that means, but the first residents moved in last year, so it'll be interesting to see how it develops. Imagine, with all the meals provided and organized activities, it's definitely not for everyone. For many people, making the decision to move to Healdsburg as part of retiring is not a single one-step process. A lot of people will actually buy a second home here first to test the water, and then over a couple of years will decide if they want to make the move permanent, and then upgrade their second home or just move into their second home permanently. So regardless of your timescales, if you are planning your retirement and Healdsburg is on your places to consider, then please do give me a call. I work with lots of people from all over the Bay Area, all over California, all of who've made the move and been through the process, so I could happily connect you with someone to talk to or help you navigate the options. If you enjoyed this video, you'll love the next video on screen right now.